Today's Make It Monday, and we are going to be making cranberry pork meatballs. Normally you would serve this with rice, but my husband doesn't like rice very much, so we're going to do ours with mashed potatoes. Very, very simple recipe. I have a pound of ground pork that I put in my thing. This is just salt, pepper, and seasoning salt. About 1 egg. And I'm going to chop an onion. Just like this here. Yes. I'll maybe not turn that on just yet because I haven't done the rest of it, so I should maybe wait. Oh, hang on, I'm going the wrong way. Oh, that's going up. That's going down. Okay, I think it's going down. Yes, it took me off. I didn't want it to heat too high before I was using it. So I'm just going to do this. Now, if you don't like big pieces of onion in your meatballs, you could always use diced onion flakes, you know, that you get in the spice aisle. But we love onions, so. Oh, it's a little bit dangerous with a knife here. Try to lay that down a bit so I can cut it a little easier. I don't want to have a trip to the emergency with a finger chopped off. So it's a long weekend. So many people went camping, I think. Nice weather today. Yesterday was windy. Simple things like chopping onions. That's the hard stuff. All right. Now, put the onions in the bowl. And I think that we just have the crumbs left here. Yes. They said Ritz crackers. I didn't have Ritz crackers. I had Breton vegetable crackers. So I put them through my food processor, my just little portable food processor, and just made some crumbs. And it doesn't say how much, so we'll just put in what we think it's going to look like, and we'll try it out and see. So now let's get this mixed up with our hands. I'll stand up to do that. Best tools that we have in the kitchen is our hands, as long as they're clean. I find pork is one of those meats that you can use versatilely because it takes the place of chicken, it takes the place of beef, you know, like you can just season it the way you would the other meat, and there's a little bit of an eggshell. I'm glad I saw that. All right, now I'm going to just form these into balls. And then, Bill, do you want to come and turn this little button on for me because now my hands are dirty? This pan button, just about halfway. That's good. Oh, yeah, that's good right there. And then I should also get a spatula or something to turn them. I often, if I'm doing meatballs, will put them in the oven to cook rather than doing this. But for this particular recipe, this is what they call to do. So, thank you. Yes. Thanks very much, Bill. Yep. Oh, I see these people with these fancy scoops, you know, like ice cream scoops that they can do it. I can't click that little thing with my finger, so I'm relegated to do it with my hands. Now, because I've got bigger pieces of onion in here, and I'm not forming them very tightly, they may fall apart on me, but we're just going to hope for the best. They're getting bigger and bigger each time. They start reducing their size. I can remember seeing the ladies at church making meatballs, and there'd be like a production line going, and they'd just sit and be gathered, and next thing you knew they had hundreds of meatballs all made for one of their dinners or something. They just all went and thought they'd had an afternoon having tea, and all this work was being done. They did the same when they were making pies. Alright, so that's the last one. And what did we get out of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14, that's not too bad out of a pound. Okay, I'm going to turn you off for a little bit. I'm going to just cook these up and wash my table. And then I'll come right back and show you the next step. Right, we're back. Now we don't have to cook these all the way through because they're going into the oven. So they are just browned on the outside. And the next thing we have to do, we have this casserole dish. So I've got this dish right here. And we need a can of cranberries. You can use jellied cranberries or whole cranberries, whatever kind you have. These ones are whole cranberries. I'm just going to put them down in a little bit. And then you want about a half a can of water. And you just want to mix that together. I didn't know if I'd need my whisk or not, but I think the spoon is doing a fine job for that. Okay, now that's all mixed together. And then I'm going to just nestle the meatballs in there. Let me just turn this off. Oh, this is the way to go off. No, that's the way to go off. I do it every time. This is the way to go off. Okay, now I'm going to nestle these meatballs down in there. My hands have stopped moving a little bit, so it's a little bit more difficult. So I'm just going to pull this over closer. There we are. Okay. That's a pretty good serving size to have 14 of these. You could easily serve somebody 3 meatballs when they're big like this. But you do want to remember that they have to finish cooking in the oven. So don't, if you're not going to be doing them in the oven for very long, then you would definitely be cooking them more at this point. But mine are going to go in for an hour, so they will be well done. This is one full casserole of meatballs. Oh! Alright, there we are. Now, I'm not going to waste any of the good onions because we like onions. So they're just going to go in this casserole just to get a little extra flavor. Like that. Now I'm going to cover this with tin foil, put it in the oven for an hour, and it'll be served with mashed potatoes. When I've got our plates all ready, I'll show you what it looks like. Hey everybody, we're back. And the food looks delicious, so I'm going to show you what it is. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you. So this is my plate. Got the meatballs and cranberries and peas. And that's Bill's plate. And I think we're going to enjoy this meal very much, and it's so easy to do. So I've also got 2 loaves of bread on the go. So I've been very busy today, and I'm going to look forward to sitting on my arse end tonight. See you all tomorrow.